cover, but I'll tell you what, it doesn't make a big difference. Sun or shade, it's not feeling too comfortable. Really, your only chance at relief, we have about a 5% chance of rain today. You can see one light rain shower out there near Chambers County and also a brief downpour pushing towards Sealy. These showers not going to last longer than about 10 minutes at the maximum. If you do see it, it should help you cool down. Otherwise, the rest of us, we are just baking today. 91 here in Houston, about 2 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday. Factor in the humidity. Everybody feeling like the upper 90s to 100 degrees. If you're heading out to FanFest, topping out at 94. Andy, factor in the humidity, feels closer to 104.
All right, Caroline, best idea, best advice, find a swimming pool.
Oh my goodness, a swimming pool, a splash pad, Galveston, any body of water to help you cool down. It feel like when you factor in the humidity, 94, feeling closer to 104. You'll notice by Sunday, actual air temperature starts to increase. That's because our high pressure system moving overhead. In fact, rain chances not putting any until the middle of next week. Let's talk about it because right now we've got a high pressure system stationed in northern Mexico. As this makes its way to the northeast, this is going to pass nearly overhead. That's why Sunday looking to be one of the hottest days of the upcoming week. But as we head into the beginning part of next week, that heat dome starts to impact areas on the East Coast in the Midwest. That's going to bring intense heat to them. But here in Houston, that is actually going to open the door for our showers to return coming in from the coast. So this is why we're tracking rain once we get to the middle of next week. It's not a washout. It's not the flooding pattern we had to start the summer. But just know it is rain chances. And no, it's not coming for the weekend. Rainfall forecast over the next 5 days. Most of Texas staying very much dry as we've got that high pressure system overhead. That means if you're heading out this evening, no problem. Sunny conditions by the end of West Nile virus season. So always make sure you're wearing bug spray as we head into the evening. With all of that rainfall, we have been seeing a tremendous number of mosquitoes. Pickleball forecast this weekend, get the earliest court available because as we head into the afternoon, temperatures every single day climbing into the mid 90s. It's going to be hot, and by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, we're going to start to see some haze. We're tracking Saharan dust. It's been traveling thousands of miles from Africa. By Sunday afternoon, we'll start to see some of that haze move in. This is likely going to be lowering air quality. Certainly by Monday, air quality will be reduced. That means if you suffer from respiratory problems or if you're in one of our sensitive groups, I would plan on living. Is it hot? Heat index values right now 102 to 107. I'll let you know just how hot we get this weekend. The news at 3 starts. Still dangerously hot outside. A live look outside. You can see a mix of sunshine and cloud cover here in Southeast Houston. Temperatures currently sitting in the lower 90s, 92 here at Hobby, 93 in Katy. Across the board, it is hot. We're also pretty humid, which is why when you factor in the humidity, at about 10 degrees, feels like 108 in Katy, 102 out in Liberty. So anyone heading out the door, certainly make sure you drink plenty of water. And if you're heading out to the Houston Stadium tonight, another hot and warm one by 86 degrees. By 8 o'clock, 86 degrees, staying steamy through the overnight hours. Temperatures really going to struggle to cool down efficiently at 10 o'clock, still sitting in the lower 80s. As we look ahead to the weekend, it is going to be a hot and sunny one. Partly cloudy skies every single day. 94 on Saturday, feeling closer to 104. By Sunday, climbing to 96. But we're going to start to get a little bit dusty. We're talking about that haze that moves in every single summer from the Saharan dust. Andy, it's been traveling over 5,000 miles and it gets here this weekend, but I've got much more details coming up in just a few minutes.
Caroline, thank you.
Feels so hot out there, Andy, and that heat is only going to be 106 degrees. That's why we say get out there early. This is not considered heat advisory criteria, but it's hot and humid. You'll notice as we head into Sunday afternoon, another reason why you want to get out early, we're going to start to see Saharan dust. This dust has been traveling all the way from Western Africa passing through the Caribbean, entering the Gulf as we head into the weekend. We'll start to see some of that dust move in late Sunday. That will likely make our blue skies a bit more hazy, that milky white color. And then into Monday, that's when the dust expected to be the thickest. This means air quality likely is going to be reduced. So not everyone's going to notice, but if you're in a sensitive group or if you suffer from respiratory problems such as asthma, I would plan on limiting your time outside, especially on Monday. At least plan to exercise indoors. Hey, here's a benefit though. When it comes to the dust, all of those particles in our atmosphere reflect the light more, and that's going to lead to a beautiful sunset both on Sunday and on Monday as well. Not only does it lead to more vibrant sunrises and sunsets, but it also suppresses tropical development. That dust dries out the tropical air, and without that moisture, you can't really see tropical storms or hurricanes. Certainly encouraging news. And as we head through the next week or so, you're going to notice dry conditions through Tuesday. Once we get into the middle of next week, that's when we turn the calendar page into July, but also we bring back our rain chances. A high pressure system moving overhead. This is why Sunday a touch warmer with that high pressure. But once we get into next week, that high is going to situate over the Midwest. That's going to bring some pretty big heat there. And here in Southeast Texas, it's going to open the door for showers and thunderstorms to return. Now, this is not a washout. We're not returning to that flooding pattern we saw at the beginning of summer, but scattered showers and storms are once again going to be possible. All right, a splash pad, hop into Galveston Bay because it is going to be another scorcher. A live look outside, a mix of sunshine and cloud cover, but I'll tell you what, even the shade, it's not going to feel like a whole lot of relief. Right now, actual air temperature 94 here in Houston. Chief Meteorologist Anthony Yanez and I, we were talking about this every single day. We've been hitting 94 degrees. That's been our consistent high temperature. So rinse and repeat every day. But that's only part of the picture. When you factor in the humidity, we feel significantly hotter. 94 already hot, but right now we're feeling like 106 in Houston, 104 up in Huntsville. So a scorching afternoon. And as we head through this evening, a big game tonight at the Houston Stadium. Temperatures slow to cool down because of that humidity at 8 o'clock. Still going to be sitting in the mid 80s. Remember, if you're out too late, make sure you have that bug spray. It tends to get pretty buggy overnight. As we head through the weekend, it is perfect for a pool party, but heads up, Sunday afternoon and evening starting to get a little bit dusty. Keith, Lisa, I'm talking dust that's traveled thousands of miles to get here, but more details coming up.
Okay, we'll see you in a little bit.
It'll be a hot one.
Okay.
Really hot one. Hot, humid, no rain. A little bit dusty by Sunday.
All right.
That's Sahara dust coming in, huh?
Oh, it's definitely coming in. Let's talk today. Tomorrow on Sunday, 96 degrees. And by the afternoon, that's when the dust starts to move in. And that's when we're going to start to see the possibility of reduced air quality. Let me show you what that looks like, because this dust has been traveling all the way across the Atlantic. It's now pushing its way across the Caribbean. As it enters the Gulf on Saturday, you'll start to see the front edge of that plume reaching us here in Houston by Sunday night. That's when we'll start to see the potential for our air quality going downhill, and that's going to stay with us especially into the day on Monday. Now, this means skies will start to feel a little bit hazy. Air quality could be reduced. Most of us likely won't notice it, but if you are in a sensitive group, you suffer from a respiratory illness such as asthma, I would recommend limiting your time outside Monday and Tuesday morning as well, or at least exercising indoors. That dust should be pushing out of here by Tuesday, but let me tell you, we get impacts far beyond just air quality. Our sunsets should look gorgeous both on Sunday and Monday, but also the tropics are quiet. We're not expecting any tropical development over the next 7 days. And a big reason why is this dust. As it travels across the Atlantic, it suppresses tropical development. Rain chances as we go through the weekend, not tracking anything. It's not until Wednesday, which is July 1st, we turn the calendar page and we'll start to open up the window for some rain chances as well. Let's talk about it, because all week long we've been talking about a high pressure system. This has been drifting its way to the east as it passes overhead. Here in Houston, it'll be hot and dry, 96 on Sunday. And then as we head into next week, you'll see that high continuing to push off into the Midwest. This will bring with them some really intense heat, but here in Houston, that high's backed off enough that you can see the rain starting to move back in. I want to stress, this is not a washout summertime, but it's important that you every day take heat precautions because this heat is no joke. A live look at Moody Gardens where you can see the aquarium pyramid just sparkling today. We've got some puffy cumulus clouds out there. Actual air temperature down on the island, 89 degrees, a little bit warmer further inland, 94 in Conroe, 92 out in Brenham. Factor in that humidity and everybody feeling like the triple digits. In fact, look at Washington County, our friends out near Brenham. It feels like 109 degrees. I can't stress it enough. Be careful in this heat. Listen to your body. If you feel like you need to take a break, take that break. You'll notice our game tonight happening at 7 o'clock at Houston Stadium. It's 6 degrees. By the end of the game, still going to be sitting in the lower 80s. It's muggy, it's buggy. It's a mild Houston summer night. Playground forecast this weekend, either take the kiddos out early or make sure you find a playground with a splash pad present because it is going to be dangerously hot. You're not going to want to be out during the heat of the day when it comes to the playgrounds, both Saturday and Sunday, mid-90s. And Lisa Keith, by Sunday afternoon, we could start to see some air quality concerns. More details coming up.
Okay, Caroline, we'll check back. Thank you.
Forgot the word hazy.
Hazy, there we go.
Hazy.
The fourth H.
Yes.
I know, and it's going to be moving in. That dust is coming by this weekend, and I mean, we talk about it every single summer, and it's finally going to be moving in. Although I do want to stress, it does a lot of good. On the surface of the ocean, that creates phytoplankton blooms, which then feeds the zooplankton, the krill, the small fish, the bigger fish, the seabirds, the entire marine ecosystem supported by this dust. It also helps support our rainforests. But there is some bad. It reduces our air quality, and that's going to be the concerning part here in Southeast Texas. Saturday afternoon, reaching us here in Houston once we get to Sunday afternoon and evening. Now, I do think Sunday it's going to be such a small amount of dust that you might not notice it, but by Monday, our air quality could start to be impacted. I want to stress also when we're talking about dust, it's not going to layer over your car. Most of it is much higher up in the atmosphere. By 8 a.m. on Monday, you can see that dust over Houston continuing through the afternoon. That's why if you're in a sensitive group, you suffer from respiratory problems such as asthma, consider exercising indoors on Monday or just limiting that time outside. Thankfully, no tropical development expected in the Atlantic because of this dust. And as we go Saturday and Sunday, other than the dust, it is just a rinse and repeat of what we have been dealing with. Saturday, partly cloudy skies, 94 degrees. By Sunday, 96. That's when the haze really starts to set in. Not tracking any rain chances until Wednesday of next week. That is July 1st. And that's because the high pressure system that's been keeping us hot and dry, that'll stay with us through about Tuesday of next week. But then once it pushes into the Midwest, all of the intense heat moves there. And here in Houston, it opens the door for showers and storms to return. Now, that does not mean we are going back to that flooding, daily wet